Just great to see so many people show up and care about these animals.
There is, I think, constructive value in just continuing to have these conversations.
You have to have diversity in your newsroom, otherwise you're not practicing excellence in journalism.
People really are community-minded and looking out for each other.
Jugadores sigan adelante, vayan más allá. How you see the players and what is next.
If voters aren't providing their race, how can anyone determine whether there's bias in Washington's ballot rejection system?
What are your thoughts about any solutions to this dilemma?
It's like, shoot, we're lucky to catch 100 fish in one season.
And we'll fight until the last man standing.
Hi, and welcome to the State of the Station. I'm Cara Williams-Wright, General Manager of Northwest Public Broadcasting. Today we'll look at what NWPB has accomplished this past year and what's ahead. You'll hear about our community journalism, educational outreach for children, cultural connections, and how we're growing financially and with new technologies to keep serving you for years to come. First, some news.
Started by a lightning strike, the Gwen fire raged through areas of Lapwai and Julietta. The owners of Rivara Winery battled the blaze for days.
And it was like all the ambers, so it was like raining fire. It was crazy.
As you just saw, reporter Lauren Patterson was covering the Gwen fire northeast of Lewiston that happened last year. This type of reporting is essential for communities. Members, viewers, and listeners of NWPB asked us for more local and regional news coverage, and NWPB is providing that. We recently hired 2 community reporters, Susan Shane in Walla Walla and Renee Diaz in Wenatchee.
Hi, I'm Susan Shane, the community reporter in Walla Walla. In recent months, I've reported on a senior mobile home park where residents were fighting a 44% rent increase. I've also reported on a nonprofit winery that connects vineyard workers to healthcare. This work matters because I'm literally giving the mic to people who might not have one. I'm telling stories from our community and for our community.
Hi, my name is Renee Diaz. I am a Murrow Fellow reporting and living from Wenatchee. I also work with the Wenatchee World. I cover a range of issues including education to immigration. Some stories that I find particularly important to me are stories that I'm able to engage with the Spanish-speaking community because I am a bilingual reporter. One story that comes to mind is dual language programs, is that where they teach kids how to speak English and Spanish early on in their education so they can be bilingual by the time they graduate.
Thanks to your support, NWPB plans to expand our team in other cities as well. Your commitment helps to showcase the incredible work of Susan, Renee, and our other journalists. Their stories are featured in local print newspapers and digital sites, as well as being featured in NWPB Weekly News Now. Here to share more about that program are Tracy Dial and Johanna Bejarano.
Hi, I'm Johanna Bejarano, bilingual multi-platform reporter.
And I'm Tracy Dial, Multimedia News Director. Welcome to our studio.
And here is where we record our NWPB's Weekly News Now y el resumen semanal de noticias.
It's basically a rundown of the weekend stories in both English and Spanish. And we also do community spotlights,
que básicamente son historias sobre personas o organizaciones que sirven a nuestras comunidades.
All NWPB reporters are featured in Weekly News Now, so follow NWPB on YouTube to watch the latest installments. Our reporters have also been featured on national programs like Morning Edition, All Things Considered, Nova, and the PBS NewsHour.
Hi everyone, I'm Lauren Gallup, reporter with Northwest Public Broadcasting. Last year, my colleague Taylor Moss and I worked on some stories about Clallam County. This Washington county used to have a 40-year streak of predicting the next president. Taylor and I went and talked with people in Clallam about why this community has been so in line with most U.S. voters for decades. PBS NewsHour featured our reporting in the lead up to the general election as nationwide people looked to the Northwest to see who would win the presidential election.
Hi, my name is Courtney Flatt and I'm NWPB's Senior Environmental Correspondent. This past year, I worked on a story for NPR's All Things Considered about sockeye salmon in the Snake River. The water had gotten way too hot for the salmon, and biologists were trucking them nearly 300 miles to cooler waters in Idaho. Stories like these are important for a national audience because they show how climate change is impacting the Northwest and why it's important to people all around the country.
Hi, I'm Anna King, a senior correspondent for Northwest Public Broadcasting. Last year, I reported on some fires that were burning across Southeast Oregon. They were so big and so ferocious that people and cattle were having a hard time getting out of the way. This type of fast-breaking journalism is so important to get good information to communities under stress, but also the broader Northwest and nation. Thank you for your support of this important work.
NWPB worked with NOVA to focus on the science behind the data. Mary Ellen Pitney and Rachel Sun reported on why voting ballots get rejected in Washington state. Here's a glimpse.
Researchers found that voters of color have higher rejection rates. What's interesting is Washington voters don't actually self-report race when they vote.
We're a state that doesn't gather self-reported race and ethnicity. And so the puzzle is, what do you do?
Another in-depth story is that of Billy Frank Jr., who adapted a civil rights fight to restore indigenous treaty fishing rights to Northwest tribes. The team who produced this piece are Annie Warren, Taylor Moss, and Anna King.
This Billy Frank Jr. statue, we do have a chance to tell it.
It's a moment that all Native Americans across the country can be proud of.
In the year ahead, Anna King will be working with NPR and the Religion News Service to produce religion-based journalism. And Tracy Dow will continue her work in the Poynter Institute Leadership Program. Keep empowering our journalists to report on stories that matter most to you by becoming a member today.
Hi, I'm Phineas Pope, the new Weekend Edition host at NWPB. As Cara mentioned, you are the reason we're able to bring you the stories that matter the most. So if you're not already a member, join the community of listeners who make it all possible. Because as you can see, we're building something truly extraordinary. Give online at nwpb.org.
Public broadcasting is appreciated because it sparks curiosity and inspires discovery. And it's not just for adults. Kids love it too. That's where Explore Together, Exploremos Juntos, our bilingual early education initiative, comes in. Explore Together is about celebrating curiosity and family engagement. When children are having fun, they're also learning, especially through play. Whether it's during a preschool visit where we visit classrooms and dive into hands-on activities, or at family-friendly events featuring beloved PBS characters like Daniel Tiger or Curious George, we're bringing learning to life through STEAM activities, arts, and culture. Here's a fact that makes us proud. 89% of families say PBS Kids help prepare children for success in school. That's the power of public broadcasting. And those PBS Kids characters, they help build strong partnerships with schools and libraries in your neighborhood. We also have Wombat Wednesdays that are fun-filled events where kids and family explore math and science concepts along with their favorite PBS friends, all located in places that are convenient and welcoming. Together, we're creating joyful learning experiences, both in person and on air, so let's keep exploring. Public broadcasting is all about serving the people, and the best way to do that is by staying connected with the communities that we're here to serve. Engaging with communities leads to meaningful and trustworthy relationships and content that everyone can feel proud of. This past year, NWPB hosted The Buzz in Pasco and another one in Tacoma, where our reporters met with the public to get story ideas, feedback, and make friendships. NWPB collaborated with the League of Women Voters of Benton and Franklin counties to host candidate forums, also inviting folks to watch the forums live on our YouTube channel. These were broadcast on KTNW to make this important information available to everyone in the Tri-Cities area. There were 2 fundraising events in Walla Walla and Wenatchee where we met with folks who knew about NWPB and those who did not, so we introduced ourselves and discussed the work that we create. NWPB participated in the Festival de Cultura Viva, Screech at the Reach, and the National Lentil Festival to foster more community ties with those we serve. Sometimes culture events and community gatherings lead to exciting projects, like the art and artist profiles collected at the WSU Jordan Snitzer Museum of Art, which you can see on your television service, KTNW or KWSU. But if you're more into video games, NWPB launched a new radio show called Press A to Play about the music created for video games.
But the games have evolved quite a bit over the years, and so has the music. If you haven't been keeping up with Mario since the old days, you might be in for a few surprises. But let's start with that old familiar tune, shall we?
And speaking of music, our jazz service, KGen, just celebrated 11 years. NWPB is more than just broadcasting, it's building community. Join us in celebrating diversity and creativity in the Northwest by letting us know what events we should participate in. It may seem like magic when you turn on your TV or radio and NWPB is there, but the magic is the technology and engineering team who keep our vast infrastructure running. In the last year, the engineering team started the Broadcast Technician Apprenticeship Program, a 2-year initiative to train future media professionals. This program provides hands-on training and certification. The Tri-Cities television studios got an exciting upgrade this year, a state-of-the-art facility designed to better serve the community with space for producing and hosting community-focused events. We've also joined the Coho Co-op building in Wenatchee. We are sharing space with other local organizations to deepen our community connections. You might have noticed it's now easier to log into your NWPB Passport account. That's thanks to the new Public Media Single Sign-On, making your experience seamless. Your support helps us stay ahead in this rapidly changing media world. Here are some additional technical upgrades and changes that we're working on. We're going to upgrade the KWSU TV antenna for a more reliable service. We're adding emergency power system backups to all of our sites. We're going to replace a very old and aging KVTI transmitter and installing a new transmitter in Goldendale, which will give us a much larger reach. Thanks to your continued support, these improvements are helping us serve you better every day. What you've seen and heard takes significant funding with community crowdsourcing from businesses, listeners, and viewers. Strong partnerships with long-term sponsors include arts organizations from across the region and business sponsors like Adventures Underground in Richland and Book People of Moscow, who have been supporting NWPB for over 20 years. Additionally, we have several underwriting businesses who contribute over $10,000 each, including Cape Flattery, Confluence Health, Gritman Medical Center, Superior Consulting, Sleeping Lady Mountain Resort, STCU, Visit Walla Walla, and Whitman College. Their support makes the programming that you rely on possible. Do you hear NWPB playing when you visit your favorite business? Let us know so we can invite them to invest in the news and music that creates the soundtrack of their day. Funding also comes from listeners and viewers like you, with pledge drives that remind us all to support what we listen to and watch.
Did I hear Cara say pledge drives? I'm Sue Ann Ramella, and we've been on many a pledge drives together. Did you know there are about 8,711 members of Northwest Public Broadcasting? That's for both TV and radio combined, and we're so very grateful for each and every one of them. Our goal in 2025, though, is to increase the number of members who help pay for the service. I mean, if you think about the population of the Tri-Cities and Ellensburg and the Palouse combined, there's a lot of folks out there who could also be members of the service. And if you're ever at a party and you hear your friends say, "I heard on NPR," or "I saw on PBS this great documentary," well, those are the folks who should be members. And that's where you can help. Encourage them. Ask them, are you a member of NWPB? And if not, for $5 a month, they could become a member in good standing and help support the service they rely on while also getting the PBS streaming passport. Thank you so much for helping Northwest Public Broadcasting.
As Sue Ann mentioned, this service isn't possible without you. You help to make creative programming possible for your community. As we look ahead, exciting things are on the horizon for NWPB. The future is bright, and we're thrilled to share some of the opportunities and milestones coming your way. First, in April of 2025, we will be honoring Harry Smith with the Edward R. Murrow Lifetime Achievement Award. Smith's distinguished career spans over 5 decades and is marked by compelling storytelling and thoughtful reporting. His reporting seamlessly combined insight and empathy in every story he shared. It's an exciting moment to celebrate the power of journalism and storytelling. We will also launch a brand new hyper-local community show focused on Wenatchee, Leavenworth, jazz, and Northwest artists, bringing stories from the heart of the community directly to your ears. Our strategic plan will be finalized this spring. It will guide us toward the future with a focus on community first, which includes building strong connections by engagement, collaboration, and connection. Being a trusted source who delivers reliable news, information, and programming every day. And we'll focus on sustainability and revenue growth by diversifying our revenue streams and creating unique opportunities. The overarching goal through this plan is operational excellence. We're talking innovation, inclusivity, and growth. The plan is shaping the way we will serve you and ensure that we continue to meet the needs of the region.
Hi, Tracy Dial here again. Public media funding is changing. You may have some questions about what that means for the programs you enjoy. Protect My Public Media is a great resource to keep you up to date on things like policy changes and funding decisions. They also have ways that you can connect with representatives so you can share your support. You can stay up to date and learn how you can help at protectmypublicmedia.org.
NWPB is also going to participate in the Digital Transformation Program offered by the Poynter Institute. This program will help us to adapt to the rapidly changing media landscape, making it easier for you to connect with us online, through your favorite devices, and in more ways than ever before. We're also bringing you new and powerful programs like the Caregiving series from PBS, produced by Bradley Cooper, who has a very personal story to share.
Like most people, I didn't even think about caregiving until my father was diagnosed with cancer.
And American Revolution, produced by Ken Burns. It is a deep dive into one of the most pivotal moments in history. Wow, and there's so much more. It's going to be a very significant year. As we look to the future, we invite you to be part of it. Join with us, and let's create the future together.